All right, welcome to Patriots franchise. Playing here on Xbox Cloud Gaming on my phone. We're gonna try this for once. As you can see here, we traded down in the draft, drafted Colston Loveland, drafted AJ Washington, drafted Travion Henderson, and picked up Tyson Decker, the fullback out of Minnesota, who was a 79 overall. So I think that was a pretty good choice. Luther Burden was the top pick. Quinchon Judkins was like the highest rated player in the draft. I just took a draft class from the file share. I don't know how good it really was, but at least we have some actual players, so we'll see how that goes. But we're just gonna play the moments, I think. This Patriots team's in bad shape. We did pick up a couple of free agents. Mostly some aging players that are just going to probably be around for a little while just to fill a few holes. We do have Drake May. Travion Henderson's going to be the backup. We traded Hunter Henry in order to draft Colston Loveland. Just trying to get younger at tight end. Get somebody that can develop and end up being better. We're going to skip the preseason. We did bring in Chase Young in the offseason. We have several players that we're going to get back at the beginning of the regular season from injury. But this team's not in the best shape. But there's some pieces here that, I would like to build on. Christian Gonzalez is pretty good. Drake May hopefully can develop. We brought in Travion Henderson, kind of, a two-back system with him and Ramondre Stevenson. You'll see in the first game that doesn't work out well to start playing the moments, but if playing the moments doesn't work, maybe we'll shorten the quarters, play full games. We'll see. Kind of just depends on what everybody wants to see. Let me know in the comments what you would rather see here, whether you want me to play the moments or actually play full games, but we're going to attempt to do it with the cloud gaming on the just on my phone here, just because I feel like it's easier to record that way. And it doesn't feel like as much of a chore, because I'll be honest, I haven't been that thrilled with Madden this year. We're just using auto-generated rookie class here too, as you can see. But I haven't been that thrilled with Madden 25 this year. I haven't really been able to get into it. And this gives me a way to sort of just sit down and record really quickly and, not have to worry too much about it. And then I'm going to voice it over at the end. So hopefully that gives me a little bit better. But we're taking on the Jets week 1. And before we do that, I'm going to make some moves here. And what I ended up doing, going and looking at the free agents. I didn't assign any scouts, which is not good. Forgot to do that, so. I didn't realize that till now that I didn't assign any scouts, but that's probably going to be a problem later, so. Oh well. But we're taking on the Jets. They drafted Shedeur Sanders, so they have moved on from Aaron Rodgers at quarterback. It is now Shedeur Sanders, so. Yeah. And we did have a couple of upgrades from the preseason. We just auto-upgraded those. And then here I signed I know I signed a couple of free agents. I know I brought in an offensive lineman. Will Hernandez here. Thought he'd be a better option at guard than who we had, so signed him. Plenty of cap space. More than plenty of cap space for this team, so not an issue with that at all. Was trying to find a receiver. There's Tim Patrick. Really wasn't enthused with a lot of the receivers in free agency. Nobody really game-changing there. So I decided to make a trade. We had the Eagles' first-round pick from trading down. So I figured we could probably trade that and hang on to our first-round pick. And we would probably be okay. But I wanted to see what we could get for this, get an idea of who would want to trade with us. And as I'm scrolling through here, I see an offer for Jack Campbell, which was interesting because I was really looking for a receiver, but I don't really see a receiver that I'm wanting to trade for in the suggested trade packages. But I wouldn't mind trading for Jack Campbell. Don't really need the 7th round picks, though. And then I go through and I look at some of the receivers that there are. Tried to trade for Jalen Waddle with just that first round pick, and that was not nearly enough. And then tried to trade for Garrett Wilson, as you'll see here in a moment. But again, not enough. So I ended up trying to trade with the Lions. But I did look at some of these offers here. Greg Newsome did look interesting for about a half a second. And then I was just going through, seeing who actually had a receiver. Maybe we could get a trade for this first round pick. And I'm like, DeAndre Hopkins is on the Bills. That's kind of crazy. Of course, he is aging quite a bit. Thought about Marvin Harrison. He's only a 79 overall, so I decided not to even try that. CeeDee Lamb's an X factor. Knew we weren't going to be able to get him. And then I went back. I said, well, maybe Jalen Waddle. And then when I attempted to have the trade, I didn't feel like we could give up enough to make that go through, to make it worth it for us. Darnell Mooney was one of the ones that was offered to us. And then the Jets, we tried to get Garrett Wilson. It was even less close than the Jalen Waddle trade. Tried to throw a pick in there, too, for some reason. I don't know what I was thinking there, but yeah, with the 4th round, and then I tried to make it go through without it, and I was like, okay, that's not going to be close at all. So what we ended up doing was trading with the Lions. We wanted Jameson Williams. He's an 83 overall, star development, 24 years old. Decided to trade the 2nd round pick instead. That was fairly close, so I was optimistic about it. And decided to throw in a 3rd. That didn't quite get it there, but I had some higher hopes at that point. Decided to throw in another 3rd. And then I remembered they wanted to trade Jack Campbell with us, and he's a player that's probably going to develop pretty well. Again, only 25 years old. So I threw that 1st round pick back in there with the 2 3rds. And it was really close. So we ended up throwing in a 5th and a future 6. And that got the deal done. So now we have Jack Campbell, we have Jameson Williams, and we ended up having to cut just some practice squad tier players there to be under the maximum roster size. So I'm feeling good heading into this game against the Jets, but as you'll see, it didn't go as I had hoped it would. Again, we don't have a lot of receivers outside of Jameson Williams. I wanted to move Tutu Atwell up the depth chart. I don't think I ended up doing that. But he ended up playing quite a bit in this Jets game. Of course, we have Christian Gonzalez. We brought in Paulson Adebo. Brought in Shaq Thompson. We got Jack Campbell out there. We got Jabril Peppers and Kyle Duggar at safety. It's a team full of star players, but no superstars, no X factors, no one that really lights up the scoreboard or anything. Nobody that's really going to jump off the page at you and go, he's, a game-changing player. A lot of guys that are just, really decent, and that's probably part of the problem with this team. They don't have any real superstar players. But we'll get into the game here against the Jets, and hopefully we can do something. But as you'll see, it did not go how I wanted to. We're just going to play the moments for now, and we just did one game today. And I'm going to be uploading this. I think I'm going to have it set to post in the morning. Not that it matters for anyone watching, but Jets get the ball first. Shedeur Sanders completes the pass, and immediately we allow a touchdown. And the Jets are on the board. We've got the ball now. Drove down the field here, Drake May. And what I didn't notice at first is Bell is starting here at tight end. And, Colston Loveland hurt his wrist and is out for this entire game. So we're not going to have him. And so we threw the ball to Bell there. Drake May going to try to take off and scramble. He gets sacked. Got absolutely squashed there. So we ended up settling for this field goal. Not a real long one here. And we absolutely drill it, make it 7-3. Go to the next moment here. Defense needs our help again. It's 1st and goal. Shedeur Sanders out here. Play action. And that one's knocked down by Christian Gonzalez. He made a couple of plays in this game. We almost had a couple of goal line stands in this game, but you'll see. There's another pass deflection. Third and goal now. Shedeur Sanders here. Looking to the sideline, and that one's caught. Christian Gonzalez not able to stop the completion for a touchdown. And now the offense is back out there. We're going to hand this off here to Travion Anderson. The other injury we had in this game that I didn't realize too, I'm not sure quite when he got hurt, but David Bakhtiari was out. He was another one of our free agent signings. And then we throw this to Jamison Williams. It's picked off. Drake May gets intercepted. Ended up throwing 2 in this game. And now our defense needs help again. It's 3rd and 2. And they're not going to get the snap off before the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes to go in the half. It's 14-3. And if they score a touchdown here, this game may be out of reach. We still do have this whole second half to go, but it's going to be a problem. There's another pass deflection. I feel like this secondary is one of our strengths. They're playing well. Just not getting enough of a pass rush, really. And then they hand it off and pick up the first down. Was expecting them to throw there. Didn't expect them to run the ball. Time starting to run down in the half now. 1:24 to go. And there's another incompletion for the Jets. This is all Madden difficulty. Just default sliders, I'm pretty sure, didn't do anything to those. So Shedeur Sanders here lining up for another completion. And it's just a gain of 3, so it's 3rd and 7 now. Chance to get off the field here for the Patriots. And can they come up with a stop? They cannot. It's complete. Short of the touchdown, though, Jets are going to take a timeout. 1:10 to go in the half. And trying to come up with another goal line stand here. Couldn't do it the last time. That run is not into the end zone. They elect not to call another timeout. And we're down to 35 seconds in the half. There's a handoff. And there's a broken tackle. And somehow keeping him out of the end zone. Jets going to call their second timeout. And now it's 3rd and goal. 26 seconds to go. And they give it to the fullback and full everybody. Jets get a touchdown. Now it's 21-3. We don't end up getting a moment the whole third quarter. And now it's still 21-3. And Drake May out there. He's going to end up scrambling. Wide open space. Drake May in for a touchdown. First touchdown of the year for the Patriots. And they bring us back into the game for another moment. But now it's 4th and 16. And this is the problem I have with when you play the moments. They probably should have brought us in on 3rd down. Like, why bring us in on 4th and 16 to go for it? Why not bring us in on 3rd down? You know, it's a bit frustrating. And the fact that we didn't play a single snap the whole third quarter, it's definitely frustrating. And now the Jets looking to put this game away. There's a minute to go here. Whether they score or not is kind of irrelevant because they can, run out most of the clock even if they don't score. But they hand it off, and they get into the end zone, and now 28-10. This is where I realized, hey, where's Colston Loveland? And I checked the depth chart and realized, yeah, he's not in the game. And looked at the injuries and realized he had a dislocated wrist. And David Bakhtiari's out for a long time, so I don't think he's coming back. Got sacked there. Drake May now. Looking for Tutu Atwell, and that was one of the better plays of the game. Hands up with a catch. Jets offsides here. Launch it down the field. It's incomplete. We'll get one more play. Not that it matters. Travion Henderson, though, I realized he was getting a lot of playing time here as the 3rd down back. Drake May just throws it out of bounds. That's the end of the game. 28-10. That's the final. We are 0-1 to start the season. Drake May with a 61.7 quarterback rating, 18 for 27. No touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 2 touchdowns thrown by Shedeur Sanders. We had a lot of trouble running the ball, 7 for 8 for Travion Henderson. Or Ramondre Stevenson wasn't really any better. Receiving, Tutu Atwell had that catch at the end. That was a good chunk of his yards. And then defensively, we were also pretty bad defensively. Jack Campbell had a tackle for loss. Shaq Thompson had a tackle for loss. Chase Young did have a sack. So did Jennings. No interceptions. Did have a forced fumble by Kyle Duggar. But nobody recovered it, so it was not a turnover. It's going to be a struggle this season. We're not in a good place as a team. Hopefully we can build on what we've got, but it's going to be a struggle. So Probably going to continue to play the moments. Maybe we'll make quarter length longer. Let me know what you think I should do down in the comments. We got the Steelers next week. Had some upgrades here. Including Colston Loveland, even though he was injured. But we've got the Steelers next week. I will see you then in the next video. Have a good day.